Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Redstone from Scratch, and in this video we're going to be covering timing and redstone clocks. So in Minecraft Redstone, timing is pretty important and you can do some really cool stuff with it if you do it perfectly, like this stuff behind me. But I'm going to be covering a couple of very simple and different ways of creating timing and doing loops and stuff like that in Minecraft. And I'm actually going to be doing daylight sensors in a different episode. That's just going to be a whole separate thing with actual like daytime. But yeah, let's get started. So for our first item, one of the simplest ways to do redstone clocks is to use repeaters. So repeaters are pretty simple. I messed up a little bit on what the timing, how it works in my other video, but I'm going to correct that now. So pretty much repeaters have 4 settings, and they're called ticks essentially. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 ticks. Each tick I believe is approximately 1/20th of a second. So about 5 repeaters should make a full 1 second delay. And essentially it just extends a pulse through, extends a signal through it. And it pretty much makes the signal full again, and also it just delays it. So if I do this, 1 sec, put a little torch there, and it takes longer to get through. So there's a couple ways you can do clocks. One way is you have a repeater facing this way and one facing this way at a full delay, and essentially the redstone goes through, and then it gets, I guess, powered again, and it kind of, I guess, just loops. That's the simplest way to explain it. But here's another way to do it. I used 5 of them, so this should be an exact 1 second delay, so I can make this piston, not the piston, this piston extend once every second. And yeah. So repeaters are also very useful for delaying lights, like if I do right here. You can delay one after another using repeaters and make a cool like warehouse light up effect where it just kind of waves down to the end. So next I'm going to explain comparators. Comparators are pretty cool. They basically look inside of something and detect an item update. And so there's a couple ways we can do this. That's just a placement block. So basically if we use hoppers, essentially we can use the actual comparators to just monitor the hoppers and detect whether they're full or not. So if I have, let's say, just a piston right here, I can throw an item into the hopper, and basically because they're feeding into each other, it'll keep passing back and forth, and every time it passes back into this hopper, it'll extend the pulse. And you can do this with a large number of hoppers. So I can do like this, that, like this, and should go again, and now it takes about twice as long. The other way to use comparators is to do it as a pulse extender. So pulse extenders are kind of cool. They're essentially just repeater clocks, except you can just arrange them like this. And rather than just simply delaying the signal or causing it to loop, how they work is they pretty much just take the signal, and so the button will stop working like that, and then the signal slowly fades. So essentially the button press will last a lot longer. This is good if you want to do for a certain amount of time. Like say I don't want the piston to just activate for like a small amount of time every couple ticks when this whole thing repeats, but I want to extend for a while, so you can hit the button, and the piston will stay extended for a lot longer. And you can extend this whole thing as long as you want, and you can make stuff last for a long time. And this is pretty useful in a couple different cases, which I'll show right now. So another way to use comparators is for mob crushers. So in case you have a mob farm, but you don't want to do the whole method where you drop the zombies from like a 21 block height, I think it is, give them to half a heart, you can use comparators, like this. I have 14 comparators. Hit the button, there's a piston around back, which pushes a block forward, and is suffocating them, and it should take them down to about 1 hit. And it makes the whole process a lot faster. So let's wait for 1 second. Then I take this healing potion, a splash potion of healing, which actually hurts zombies because it's healing, and I can just throw it, and it'll kill them all instantly. And this is survival Minecraft, you would get all that XP, and it just makes the whole system a lot faster. So it also works like skeletons or spiders or whatever. Actually, spiders might not work because they're a little bit of a smaller hitbox, but it sort of works. So next I'm going to do redstone torch clocks. Redstone torch clocks actually kind of broke in Bedrock, but they sort of work. It's kind of weird. Essentially you put 3 torches around here, then you place blocks in each one of them, and do it right. It basically should speed up the time, but you have to do all 3. So it's kind of strange, like sometimes it works like this on top and it works perfectly, and sometimes you have to play, then it stops, exactly. So it's kind of weird. It seems like the most effective way to do this is to place blocks on all 3. And again, this worked better on the old Minecraft, but now for some reason it just breaks, and I'm not sure why. But if you can get it to work temporarily, you can do things like put a dispenser, you fill with arrows, and it activates all the arrows very quickly and just fires them all out. And you can do this like potions or items and like that. Usually this works, but sometimes it doesn't. Again, Bedrock Redstone is really weird, which is why I'm making this whole series, just because it's kind of random. But it does create a really cool display, especially if you put like potion arrows on this. I'm actually going to do that real quick. Get some potion arrows. And there you go. You have a whole colored fountain display. Oh, that's crazy. I might do one of these in my world. That's really cool, actually. I didn't know they did that. And now I'm going to cover observers. Observers are probably the easiest way to do clocks in Minecraft. So essentially you place one of them facing outwards, you place this one facing each other. Essentially one turns on and the other one notices it and turns on, and then turns the other one on, and it just keeps repeating in a cycle. So you can use this for a couple reasons, like for instance I can use redstone lamp here and then make it flicker. Actually it's too fast, so it makes it flash. But you can extend this, so essentially you just have to look which way they're looking. So this one looks forward, this one looks at it, because they're facing the other side. This one looks at it, like this, and that. Now essentially, should take a minute, but it will repeat around the whole cycle. Oh, never mind, it has to be like this. There you go. Takes a little time, but it'll flash. And this allows for some awesome combinations, because for instance, if I use the observers here, they travel one after another and they turn off pretty quickly. So essentially there's a line of them all facing that direction, and then these observers are watching the center ones. So you can do something simple, like I place a block here, and it creates a wave effect across all the light. And then on the other side, as you just saw, again, you can also do a wave of pistons, which is really cool. I'm not sure exactly what you could use it for, but there's a couple of different things. Like you can make like little animations and stuff, and some other really cool things, but it's just a really awesome feature. I'm gonna do it again because it looks cool. And finally we have cobwebs. So here I just have a simple dropper with items in it, and then a hopper with a comparator which detects anytime something flows through the hopper and out of it. So this is probably one of the slowest ways to actually do timers, or at least to create a delay. So rather than doing like 100 repeaters, you can just do this. Drops a diamond right there, and I'm not going to make you guys watch through all of it, but essentially the diamond just slowly falls through the cobwebs, and it takes ages, then eventually it's here. I'll break a couple cobwebs there, like a little bit faster. This will only take a couple seconds. Very slowly, there we go. See, and it just takes ages, so this is a cool way if you want like a, I guess depending on how many cobwebs you have. But okay, so it goes halfway through the bottom one, but everyone after that goes through the entire thing. So I'd assume like 10 of these would at least take like a minute or two to go through. So that concludes this episode. Thank you so much everyone for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video, and please subscribe. It means so much to me. It's absolutely free, and you can unsubscribe anytime, but please press the bell if you'd like, and updates you whenever I post a new video, and again, it just means so much to us. And with that, goodbye.